So welcome to Chair Yoga, and in today's class we'll be addressing some of the areas that are attached to the spine. The top of the spine, of course, we have the shoulders, the neck, and the jaw, the head. And running down through the spine you have the mid-back and the lower back. So a reminder to work in that pain-free range of motion. Anything I offer you isn't right, then you just simply modify and work gently. So the first thing we'll do is find our position on the chair. The position I recommend for yoga is to come to the edge of the chair. So you're not leaning back. When you're at the edge of the chair, you can see my feet become flat on the ground, so the heels are not lifted, the heels are dropped. The feet are roughly hip-width distance apart, parallel. And you might like to gently rock from side to side. Just lean a little bit side to side and feel the even distribution of weight, left side, right side. And find that place right in the middle, where you feel stable. Roll the shoulders up, like you're hunching your shoulders. Just feel the neck for a moment, feel those sensations. This is often the position we come into when we're tense. This is an exaggeration, of course, but sometimes that's what happens. And then roll the shoulders back so you feel the shoulder blades squeeze. And then let the shoulders gently sink down and reverse the hands so the palms face up. Now the elbows are in nice and close to the spine and the chest is open. And that makes it easier to breathe. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Make any adjustments. If the spine feels uncomfortable, if the low back feels uncomfortable, you might simply make little micro movements until you find your position. And then bring your attention into the face for a moment. 80% of our tension is in the face. 80%. This is why we get jaw injuries, why we get jaw tension, throat constriction. Our eyes become tired and worn out. All this tension in the face. One of the best ways to help with tension in the face is to simply let the tongue lick the lips for a moment so you feel the lips become soft. When the lips are soft, the teeth stop clenching. So there's a small gap between the upper teeth and the lower teeth. And this helps relax the jaw. It also opens the constriction in the throat. And notice when the constriction in the throat has eased, it's easier to breathe. The second thing you can do to help the jaw and the face is to smile. You lift the corners of the mouth up just a tad. We call that the Mona Lisa smile. And that takes a lot of tension out of the face. And it allows the eyes to soften. So let the eyes become soft, or as soft as you can manage. And when the eyes become soft, they don't move about as much. So we're trying to let the eyes become still. You can have the eyes closed or open, doesn't matter. And then let your attention wander around the eyes to the eyebrows, the forehead, And even by imagining these areas of the face to relax, they feel different just by putting our attention there. And then become aware of the top of the head, the skull. In fact, float the hands up and gently tap, fingertip tap, the top of the skull, waking up the top of the skull, just feeling the sensations on top of the skull. And then let that tapping come around to the back of the skull, towards the occipital ridge. Gets very tight back here. Tap, tap, tap. Tap around the ears. Tap over the temples, eyebrows, forehead, cheekbones. You can even tap the cartilage of the nose. Tap, tap, tap. Around the mustache area, under the cheekbones. And where the jaw bends up towards the ear. Tap, 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 all along the jawbone. Lift the chin and tap the throat. Tap, tap, tap. Around the sides of the neck and the back of the neck. All that area. Tap, tap, tap. And then release the hands, shake the hands, come back to your seat, and notice if the face feels a little different, a little softer. Remember to keep coming back to licking the lips so the jaw stays easy. Mona Lisa smile, and let each new breath become a little deeper. One at a time, each new breath, a little longer with the inhale, a little gentler, a little deeper. Exhale with that smile on the face. Notice how quickly the smile disappears. It comes and goes. On the next inhale, gently float the arms above the head. Out to the side. Let the fingertips touch if they can. And then exhale, floating the hands back out, palms face down. I like to visualize a beautiful big bald eagle here. Inhaling, the wings float up, palms face up. And start to feel those movements in the shoulders and the back and the ribs. Exhale, float the hands down. Now the speed at which you want to move is the speed of your breath, which means you might be moving your arms more quickly or more slowly than me. So don't worry about my speed. Just work with your own breath. Your eyes can be open or closed. Now we're going to activate the spine here. Activate the spine. The next time you lift up, lift the chin up as if you're looking up at an airplane above you. And then exhale, float the hands down. Let the chin come down towards the chest and bring the hands all the way to the knees. Drop the chin and round the back. Tuck the tailbone so you feel a stretch sensation in the low back, mid back, and neck. We call this spinal flexion. This is good for releasing tension in the spine. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift up, look up, reach up. Exhale, float the hands down, round the back, tuck the tailbone, drop the chin, stretch the back. And see if you can connect those two movements with each new breath. Inhaling, lifting up, looking up, reaching up. Exhaling, floating down, rounding the back, stretching the back. And when you think of it, smile. Come back to the smile and notice how that keeps relieving tension in the jaw and the face. So by putting your primary attention on the sensations you're feeling, will change your nervous system. It will affect the way your nervous system responds. You'll start to feel a little safer, a little more present, and a little less worried, anxious. So it's an amazing thing. Where your attention goes is where your energy flows. So it's a little trick to remember. Put your attention on what feels good and you start to feel good. Put your attention on what feels bad and you'll start to feel bad. So it's like a little game you play with yourself. And you have to play that game a lot because our attention tends to gravitate towards things that worry us. And that's why we do things like yoga, is to help our attention move. We learn to control where our attention goes. Now the next time the hands come down, let's pause again and notice how we feel. Gently turn the head to the right and notice how the neck feels. Inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the left. Try 3 or 4 more turns where you turn the head modestly, left and right. Inhale neutral, exhale turning and smiling. Don't forget the smile today. Because the smile is helping release the tension in the face, in the jaw. Come back to neutral. Now we're going to do a couple of big, deep neck releases today. This is one of my favorite stretches in yoga. Inhale, float the hands up behind the head. Interlace the fingers. And just squeeze back there a little bit so your hands squeeze into the occipital ridge of the skull and you feel the warmth of the hands pushing into the skull. And we're going to do some wing flaps here. So you open the elbows out, the shoulders squeeze together, and then exhale, flap the elbows towards each other. And you feel the forearms wrap around the skull. Inhale, open, flap the elbows out, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, bring the shoulders towards each other, the elbows towards each other, and feel that movement. Flap, inhale, open, exhale, close. So you're working the shoulders, the shoulder blades. You're opening the mid to upper back. You're squeezing the back of the skull, so it's getting a delicious squeeze here, releasing tension. And as best as you can, keep the chin off the chest so you don't drop the head down when you wrap the arms around the skull. Now the next time you wrap the arms around the skull, we're going to hold that wrap. So you're squeezing the forearms against the side of the skull, you're squeezing the hands into the back of the occipital ridge of the skull, and with all the strength you can muster, lift the back of the skull up. So you feel the neck traction upwards. You take out the tension in the neck and the occipital ridge of the skull, and even the skull itself gets a little release of tension here for 3, 2, and release. Float the hands back to the thighs, palms face up. And I'm sure if there was someone there from the Guinness Book of Records, they'd be able to measure that you're about 1/2 an inch taller right now. And notice how that's leaving your shoulders. Your shoulders should feel a little opened up, chest opened up. Let's see how that affected the tone of the head. Deep breath in, exhale, turn the head left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, the head right. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, drop the left ear towards the left shoulder so the head tilts. Like a little dog trying to figure you out. Inhale, the head comes up. Exhale, tilt the head to the right. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, right. Inhale, Mona Lisa smile. Grab the knees with the hands and start to turn the body in a circle. The torso turns in a circle about the hips, and this should relax the low back. So you're turning the body. Movement is medicine. Moving the body, finding ways to move the spine is always medicinal for the spine, unless it's injured and you have to take care of it. The next time the head comes upright, pause and reverse the direction. Circle the other way. Good. Now inhale, pause, open the feet out widely and rotate the feet outwards. We call this sumo squat or Charlie Chaplin feet. And rest the elbows on the thighs. If you have something to put down on the ground between the feet, I have a block. I'm going to use a block here, but you could use a towel or a blanket, a book. So you're looking down between the feet. If it's available to you, drop your hands down onto the object between your feet. If there's no object there and you can reach the ground with the fingertips, you can bring the fingertips to the ground. And all I want you to do here is nod the head, drop the chin to the chest, and then lift the chin up. Nod the head, lift the chin up. Notice how that feels on the neck and the low back. The next time you come to neutral, pause and turn the head left like you're looking to the left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, right. Try that twice more in each direction. Turning, back to neutral, turning. One more. If this gets too much for you at any time, I want you to pause and bring your elbows back to the thighs. But if you'd like a little more sensation, could you bring your hands all the way to the ground and then start to bend the elbows. And as you bend the elbows, keep the thighs wide so you feel a big hip opening and you feel the low back release. Now your head is coming down below the heart here. If that's not appropriate for you, straighten the arms and keep the head above the heart. Otherwise, keep coming down, deep forward bend, big low back release. Let the head and neck dangle. For 3, 2. Now to come up, let's come up slowly. Straighten the arms. Bring the elbows to the thighs. Slow the breath down and notice how you feel after that big forward fold. You can move whatever's between the feet out of the way and lift the head up. If your sit bones crept backwards, if you had butt creep, creep forwards again, come to the edge of the chair and straighten both legs out. Curl the toes back so you feel a nice, delicious calf muscle stretch. Grab the back of the chair with your hands, the seat of the chair, and just lean back a bit. And try to make the body as straight as you can. So you bring the shoulders back, you hold the seat of the chair, and some of you will be able to lift your buttocks off the chair to create a beautiful straight reverse plank here. Keep curling the toes back so your calf muscles get that nice stretch. For 3, 2, gently come back to the chair, bend the knees, and bring the feet back. Let's check in on the neck and the jaw. Mona Lisa smile. Exhale left, turn. Inhale neutral. Exhale right, turn. All right. Let's get into the hips a little bit. And this is one of my favorites in chair yoga, is simply to open the left hip out to the left and pause for a moment. What I'm shooting for in my hips is a 90-degree angle here. My left knee and left foot are pointing to the left of the chair. My right knee and right foot are straight in front. And then I close the thighs and bring the feet back to hip width distance apart, as if nothing had happened. Now I open, I close. So I'm moving the left hip outwards and inwards at the speed of my breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Lubricating the hips, getting that hip joint oiled up with synovial fluid. Inhale, open. Now some of you might like a little more challenge here. Remember, you can always stop if you get tired. If you'd like more challenge, the next time you open that thigh, use your left hand to push against it to make it work harder. So you create isometric resistance here as you open and close the thigh. So you can push against the opening, you can push against the closing. And that's a nice core workout as well. For 3, 2, last one. Exhale, release. So that left hip should be nice and oiled up. Let's try the right hip. Once again, look at your parameters here. Notice how much do your hips want to open? Do they stop at 45 degrees? If they do, you respect that. If they go more to 90, great. And there's no need to go past 90 for this exercise. So with the rhythm of the breath, inhale, open, exhale, close. Focus on the movement. Focus on the sensation. You want to make it harder for yourself? Add resistance. You want to make it easier for yourself? Take resistance off. If you need to rest, you rest. So you're just working with your body today. For 3, 2, and last one. And now we'll move into a deeper stretch. Warrior 2. Open that left knee out just like you did. You've been practicing that. You got that nice 90-degree angle. Take your hands, hold the seat of the chair with your hands, and start to heel toe your right leg back to the right. So the right leg becomes straight, and if you look back at that right leg, you want the pinky toe on the floor. So if the pinky toe is up, push it down, even if it means bringing that right leg forward a little bit. Hopefully you're feeling a delicious stretch on the inside of the right thigh here. and perhaps on the outside of the right ankle. Bring your right shoulder back more as if you're trying to turn to the right and look behind you. Look towards that right side. Smile. Breathe. Check in with the sensations. Are they appropriate? Adjust if they're not. And float that right hand out parallel to the ground with the fingers comfortably spread wide. Turn the head to the left and then float the left hand out parallel to the ground, looking over those front fingertips, feeling the sensations in the hips. Now we're going to work the spine while we're here. Drop the back hand to the back leg and lift the front hand up towards the ceiling. And feel that stretch in the ribs, feel the movement in the spine. Exhale, come back to Warrior Two. Have those arms nice and parallel. And if you can, reach forward as if you're trying to reach for something in front of you. Drop your left elbow to the thigh and lean the left elbow into the thigh. And then sweep that top hand up and over into side angle. So you can see how we're moving the spine here in our warrior poses. Let's try that whole sequence again. Inhale, float up gently. Come back to Warrior Two. Drop the back hand, reverse warrior. Beautiful, that's it. Come back to Warrior Two. And then reach forward, lean forward, drop the elbow, bring that back hand up and over. Feel the stretch through that side body. Smile. Inhale, come back, float back. Warrior Two and release the hands. Release that back leg slowly. Let's check in with the neck and the jaw. Lick the lips. Smile. Exhale, turn the head left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, turn the head right. Inhale, neutral. If you'd like to do a little circle here, grab the kneecaps and stir the spine around the pelvic bowl twice in each direction. Just releasing the low back here. Noticing how your hips feel after that Warrior Two, that warrior sequence. Notice how the whole spine feels. And then inhale, come up. Let's do a little jaw massage before we go to Warrior Two on the other side. So we're going to take the fingertips and the thumb tip up to the jawbone and pinch. Just press firmly the fingers along that bottom jawbone, right at the chin, right where you'd have a little goatee. So you're massaging that jaw gently. And now walk the fingers back a little bit along the jawbone, separating the hands. So the left hand going towards the left ear, the right hand towards the right ear. Keep coming back, squeezing and massaging that area, bringing blood flow to that area. Come right back to where the jaw does that right angle turn, where we get those painful feelings sometimes in the jaw. And then massage the fingers, let the fingers walk up towards the ears, and gently push and massage. It's a sensitive area of the body, but it's a nice way to release tension there. Walk them back and release the hands. Well, I think my jaw feels a little better than it did at the beginning. I didn't even know it was tight, but I'm feeling it loosen up here. Mona Lisa smile. Exhale, open that right hip 90 degrees. Grab the back of the chair and heel toe the left leg out until it's straight. Pinky toe side grounded. And you feel the other hip now. Bring the left shoulder back a little bit and look over the left shoulder towards the back of you, towards the left. So the head is rotated. Good. And then float the left hand up until it's nice and parallel to the ground. Keep that arm parallel as you turn the head right. Look forward. Reach back with the left hand as you raise the right hand up and you get that nice warrior two. Let's work the spine on this side. Drop the left hand and reach the right hand up, 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 and up. The head might even be looking up if that feels safe for your neck. Come back to warrior two. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Now drop that right elbow onto the thigh. Left hand comes up, 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 up and over. You might even be looking up towards the ceiling, if that feels safe. Inhale, come back, slowly to warrior two. Notice how that leaves you feeling. If you'd like to come through for another round, come with me. Otherwise, have a rest. Dropping the left hand, reverse warrior. Inhale, come through warrior two. Reach forward, lean and lift over, side angle. Inhale, come back, warrior two. Float the hands back to your chair. Gently bring the knees and legs back towards each other. Shuffle your hips forward to the edge of the chair. Walk your hands back. Squeeze your shoulder blades so the chest is open. Now straighten both legs. Curl the toes back. Stretch those calf muscles once again. Get your body as straight as you can. Some of you will lift your hips off the chair so your arms are holding you up in reverse plank for 3. Keep the toes curled back. 2, and gently come down. Bend the knees and come back upright. Grab the kneecaps. Mona Lisa smile, and let's smile into a few rotations here. Oh, release that lower back. Nice big circles. Let the shoulders be loose. Let the head be loose. Come back the other way. Now we're going to come into a little hip low back release here. It's going to get into the spine in a deeper way. Now I'm not sure about your flexibility for this one, so some of you might like to have a strap handy. The way I like to get into it is extend the legs out in front and you cross the right ankle over the left ankle. Now you slide that foot up as far as you can, hopefully until it comes above the knee joint. So you've got a crossed leg here. Figure 4 we call this. And then if you can, you bend the left knee so you come into a cross-legged position, just like you might when you're sitting at the chair. If that's not available to you, what you can do is take the strap over the right ankle and you can pull it up as high as you can. Now that means it might still be below the kneecap, but you're holding the figure 4 by holding the strap. So the ankle is either resting on top of your leg or you're holding with the figure 4. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, hinge forward, keep the chin up, hinge forward until you feel the stretch in that thigh of the bent leg. You hinge forward and then come back up. Let's try that again. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, come up. If that feels comfortable for you, the next time you hinge forward, you can remain there. If you think you could go a little further, you can bring the weight of your elbows onto your leg like you're watching television. If you still feel comfortable, if you think, well, I could go deeper here, you could dangle your arms and head down over that leg like a lioness dangling over the branch of a tree. And whichever choice you make, we're all doing the same experience depending on the openness of that thigh and hip and low back. So 3, 2, and gently come up. So it's a very important stretch to help release the low back when we cross over like that. The kind of pigeon pose one would liken it to. Let's release that leg, straighten both legs out, and notice how they feel different from one side to the other. And I want you to do an experiment here because we just did one hip. Let's do the opposite hip and see if the hips are symmetrical. I know the answer for me right now is no. Let's cross that ankle over. Slide it up above the knee if possible. And then bend that bottom knee, come into figure 4. Now you'll see straight away what I was talking about. If you look at me, you'll see my left knee is way up high on this side. My hips are not symmetrical. So I'm going to try a few forward hinges first. Exhale, bring the weight forward and feel that sensation. Inhale, come back up. Exhale again, come forward. I could go a little deeper that time. Now try 2 or 3 more of those hinge forwards. And those who want to can remain forward. And when you remain forward, you could add more weight by coming into television watching pose. Or you could dangle like a lioness. And then slowly come up. Now, one person asked at the beginning of class about digestion and the time we wait between doing yoga exercises and yoga. So the next pose we're going to do is really a digestive aid. And the way we accelerate or help the digestion process of the body is through twisting. So take the left hand behind the back and grab the back of the chair. And you can see how my left shoulder has come back and my right shoulder is trying to come forward. Keep the feet grounded, so I'm right on the edge of my chair. And take that right hand over the midline of the body and hold clothing or leg. So I'm holding the thoracic twist. And I'm happy to see, those I can see, I'm happy to see that you've got the chin over the chest. So we're not turning the neck yet. We're keeping the neck neutral. It's more important to feel the bigger vertebra, the more stable vertebra of the lumbar spine and the thoracic spine twisting before we twist the neck. The neck is the last, most delicate vertebra. Take a deep breath in and turn the head to the right, not the left. So we turn the head into the opposite direction to the shoulders. This is called a double twist. Keep breathing gently. You might feel this in the belly. It's a little harder to breathe. Take a slow, deep breath in and turn the head, just the head, to the left. So now the head is turning in the same direction as the shoulders, without straining the neck. Notice how it is to breathe when you're twisting both the neck and the shoulders in the same direction. Keep holding the thoracic twist. Inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the right once again. And notice if you can turn the head a little further this time. Inhale the head to neutral and release the hands. Let the body unwind itself. Notice how that feels on the spine, the neck. Maybe even that left hand might be tingling. And then to balance out each side, take the right hand behind you and grab the chair so the right shoulder comes back. And notice once again my chin is over my chest. So I'm not turning the neck yet. Just adjusting the hand, adjusting the right shoulder. Left hand comes across the body and anchors against the leg or clothing. Now in a twist it's important to sit tall, not rounding. So think about your posture here. You're sitting tall, the head is over the shoulders are coming back and down. Take a deep breath in and exhale the head to the left. So we feel that first twist to the left. Feel that in the neck and shoulders. Inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the right into the same direction as the shoulders. See if you can relax the left shoulder even though you're turning the head in the opposite direction. Notice how that feels. This is a nice relaxant for the neck into the jaw on the left side. One more time, inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the right, to the left I should say. And then exhale, releasing the hands, let everything come back to neutral. And I'm going to recommend stirring the spine again, just to loosen up the spine, a couple of big circles in each direction, because the low back might feel the tightness after the twist. So we want to loosen that low back up again. A couple of times each circle. And pause. Come into good posture here. Interlace the fingers and rub the heel palms strongly together so you feel the bottom of the hands heat up. Let them get very, very warm. Very, very warm. For 3, 2, now float those warm heel palms over your eyelids. Cover your eyelids and feel the warmth of the hands soak into the cheeks and the eyes. Feel the eyes relax. Mona Lisa, smile as you float the hands back to the thighs, and notice how you feel at the end of practice. You might lick the lips, soften the jaw, and notice how the head and jaw and neck feel, the shoulders, the spine. And notice if your food has digested today. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have any questions, I'd be delighted to take some questions. Namaste.
Thank you so much.